Hey guys, I'm the C-Man235, and I did not expect something important to happen this month, but surprisingly, something important happened this month. And also, quick update on a few things. I'm going to be releasing the video game collection, finally. I don't know about the DVD collection, that'll come probably at a later point, but I figured I'd do it now since I don't really plan on getting any new games for a little bit now, since money's kind of tight right now, and because, well, fuck it, why not? I got nothing else to do this month. Uploads have been slow, mainly because of personal business, and so if you care about that sort of thing, if you care about my videos that much, I do apologize. If you don't, well, why are you watching this? Unless you're stepping in for the first time, but, why are you watching this? Keep watching, by all means. It's, I want the views, but anyway, enough of looking like a selfish prick. Let's actually talk about what recently happened. So Nintendo has been in the news quite a bit recently. They have the newest Pokemon game coming out. The demo has pretty much leaked everything about the game, including all the new Pokemon, their shiny forms, and some of the new Pokemon forms, and the new Alolan Pokemon, which for some reason are new Pokemon in their own right, even though they're not. I don't get Nintendo sometimes, but regardless, Nintendo's been in the news quite a bit. I have played the Sun and Moon demo, and it was fine. It's really all I can tell you. The demo really doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, it does stuff. That's something that it does, and stuff is important, but I can't really say anything more about the Sun and Moon demo because really it's like every other Pokemon game, All you do is you do a little trial by taking pictures, and the gameplay, have the new interface and everything, some of the new options available to you. Astro Ninjas, cool, but I'm still confused on how it works. I got it to appear once, but I've never gotten it to appear again. Really, it's just a quick showcase. It's there to show you the interface more than anything else, since this is a new interface we're getting used to. And it was a bit odd, but I got used to it pretty quickly, so very nice interface, though. Very nice. But enough about the interface of Sun and Moon and until the game releases, because Sun and Moon's being released next month. Another thing, the Pokemon retrospective is recorded. I need time to edit that son of a bitch, and I will be releasing it next month, because that's when Sun and Moon releases, be the perfect time to do the Pokemon franchise with a Let's Talk later then. But for right now, let's talk about what's actually important, by all means. It would be the Nintendo Switch. The NX finally has a release name, and it finally has it's a thing. It's officially a thing. No more rumors, no more speculation, no more of that bullshit. We have the first unveiling, sort of the Nintendo Switch. They released a 3-minute trailer, which I'm surprised they haven't really... don't get me wrong, the trailer itself was fine, but they haven't really done a good job of hyping it yet, and now's the best time to hype it. Which, great, you revealed it, now you might want to show off more of the system, like maybe have like a Nintendo Direct or something like that, an NX-focused Direct, which I know I shouldn't call it the NX, but for the remainder of this video, I'm going to alternate between Switch and NX. So if you're wondering why I'm just confusing the two, I need to take time to get used to the new name. Plus, I don't like the new name. I'm going to be honest, I like the NX much more than Switch. I get why it's called the Switch. It's a better name than like the Wii or the Wii U, where the names made no fucking sense. But when it comes to like the Switch, I get why it's called that. I still think it's a stupid name. Couldn't it be called, like, the Switch machine or something like that? That sounds... I don't know. I don't know if I could think of a better name, but regardless, the name's not important, the console is. Let's actually talk about it. So, this is what the Wii U really should have been. First off, the naming difference would have, I don't like the name Nintendo Switch, but it's a heck of a lot better than the Wii U. The Wii U, it looks like they're doing a much better job marketing. For one thing, the name Wii, gone completely from their consoles, and I'm happy about that, because that Wii title was what ruined the Wii U. One of the things that ruined the Wii U. There were many other things as well, but the Wii title made it look like it was just an add-on to the Wii U, when it really wasn't, and the commercials didn't help much. So I'm glad that they didn't mention the Wii at all here. Not that I hate the Wii U. I think the Wii U is a fine console. But let's be honest here, this is what the Wii U really should have been. From a technical aspect. Now I'm not sure about the specs of the GPU or the CPU or anything like that. I don't know anything about that. I don't know all the technobabble that goes along with this. All I know is that it is essentially the Wii U 2.0. I'm glad it's not called that, but still. You know how you could switch your game between the screen and the gamepad? Well, you can do it with this console as well. However, this gamepad has a couple of new features. For one thing, it has 2 mini controllers that can just come out of the screen, and you can have the screen just be that, a screen, a mini TV, which is really cool. Second is that you can essentially take out the cartridge from your game and place it into your handheld device, the tablet, and you can take it with you wherever you go. That right there is something I was pissed off at. With the Wii U made it look like I could just take games anywhere, and that's awesome. Except for it didn't do that. I could only take it in the bathroom or in the living room or anything like that. And considering it's in my room, I can't take it out in the living room. I can't go too far away from my Wii U. And that's really, really annoying. You really can't do much. Like, it doesn't reach out wirelessly far enough, which is a real disappointment. I mean, granted, I can still play stuff on my gamepad. I can still look at it. I don't have to have it plugged in all the time, even though I would like to at some points. But I don't have to have it plug I only have to have the plug for the Wii U, and I can just play most of the games on the gamepad without having to use the TV. While I can use the TV for something else. That's a cool thing, and I've gotten a lot of use out of it. But this definitely looks a lot more advanced, a lot better. Another thing is that we also got a couple of announcements for games. We have a new Mario game coming out that looks a lot like Galaxy and 3D World combined. Like 3D World from a more aesthetical viewpoint, and Galaxy from more camera and control and what you're doing with Mario. I don't know if this is going to be I don't know what they're doing for this, but it looks really interesting. I'm kind of hoping they go back to the way Galaxy controlled, but add some of the 3D World elements back in. Like, the power-ups are not just things that are situational. Like, they're optional things to get that really help Mario and just, make him more versatile. I would like that to be the case. And 3D World and 3D Land actually did that, which was one of the things the Galaxy games and 64 just fucking sucked at. Sunshine did it well, but it didn't have normal power-ups. Instead, it had the Flood, which... Flood's not bad, I'm just saying that's what it had. And while Flood was awesome, I would like to see the normal power-ups get that as well. Does anyone else think a Sunshine sequel would be a thing? We also got Breath of the Wild footage, which we already knew that was coming. And we also got a sports game. Now, I don't really care about the sports game. Apparently Skyrim's going to be on there. I think it is, because I saw Bethesda's name on it, and there was a game that had there was a fantasy game in first person that looked like you were fighting a dragon or something like that. I have to look back to the footage again, but I believe that was the updated Skyrim port. It's going to be ported to NX as well, it turns out, which is pretty cool for those who want to play Skyrim on a Nintendo console. When it comes to the other games on there, the one that the one that has me the most curious is the Mario Kart one. Mario Kart, I'm not sure if this is an updated version of Mario Kart 8, though it looks no different from 8, except for a few key differences. First off, King Boo is a part of the roster now, which King Boo, for those who don't know, even if you have the DLC, is not in Mario Kart 8 whatsoever. I'm wondering if I wonder if they're finally going to announce new DLC for the Wii U, and then you can just buy the game like Mario Kart 8 NX version, and you can get the DLC for free. And we're gonna add some new updates and new DLC to Mario Kart 8. Also, another thing, you can hold 2 items now. That's back from other Mario Kart games. That was just completely wiped out in 8 for some reason. I'm not sure. I haven't played Mario Kart 8 in a long time. I don't know if they updated the game recently to where it can do that, but as far as I know, they haven't. So, with that said, that's pretty cool that we're allowed to have a piece of our strategy. I still love Mario Kart 8. It's definitely my favorite of the series, but I will admit it had some noticeable item balance problems, and I think part of the reason it did was because it took away some of your strategy. Along with the coin item just being a shit item in general. So, if the NX version puts those two things back into the gameplay, which they could be easily brought back into the Wii U, by the way, Nintendo. So if you're going to release an updated version of 8 for the NX, please have the decency to update the Wii U version, just so both owners don't get screwed over. But regardless, it is really cool that we're getting Mario Kart 8 with some bonus features. I'm just hoping that those bonus features do come to the Wii U, because they were talking about how they wanted to do more with Mario Kart 8, yet we haven't seen it, and since the Wii U was on its last legs, I just thought that DLC plans were just wiped rid of them, and then now they're in the garbage. Like, they're canceled. They aren't happening. Thankfully, this might be a thing where I was like, okay, they are happening. That's a good thing. Would I buy the DLC on the Wii U? I'm not really sure. I might, just for the sake of getting it, but I would have to start. I want to get again, I'm gonna call it the NX. I know it's called the Switch now, but I'm still gonna alternate between NX and Switch. I would like to get the NX first, and then, once I have that and Mario Kart 8 on there, then I might just get the DLC. Unless the DLC you have to pay for on both versions, in which case I'll just get the Wii U version since I have it already. When it comes to the other stuff we've seen, well, those two little microcontrollers, we can use them as actual controllers. This is one thing that is concerning to me, is that the control is going to be weird. Like, I saw a couple of mini D-pads, like a mini D-pad, which can help you move around, apparently, which, I know there's an analog stick there, but I'm going to be honest, those mini controllers, they're shit. They really do look like shit. Thankfully, we do have a normal controller. I'm wondering if we can actually use that when we're playing just on the handheld device. Because, I'm going to be honest, I'd much rather play on a handheld, with a normal, I'd rather play with a normal controller. Than use the really shitty mini controllers. Also, I'm not sure, but I could have sworn I saw motion controls there, which, okay, that should be interesting. I'm probably not going to use the handheld functionality too much, but it is a nice little addition, and it is definitely something that I'm sure most kids will use when they're taking the damn thing to school, which, another thing I am hoping for is that I'm hoping that the handheld and the console can come separately while also being bundled together, because one thing that is kind of annoying is that the Wii U gamepad is really hard to replace. Now, thankfully, mine's just fine. My charger is going dead, but my main gamepad is all fine. It's running, it's working great. But it's really hard to replace if that son of a bitch cracks. If the Wii U gamepad is broken in any way, that thing is almost impossible to replace. So I'm hoping they fix that. We also saw that the cartridges are back. They're being used. At first I was a bit iffy on that, since it was going to be like a digital-only system with cartridges, but then I really thought about it, and really, it seems like only a plus side for, like I know some people like optical media and like discs and everything, but personally, I'm alright with it. I'm alright with it so long as there aren't any problems going into the transition, and considering that SD cards, which are essentially cartridges, like micro cartridges, like if they had like an NX cartridge, kind of like what they did with the 3DS or something like that, I'm perfectly fine with that, honestly. I've done it with the 3DS. I think it helps that I've played the 3DS a lot, so I'm used to cartridges at this point. Not to mention they're a hell of a lot more durable than optical media, which means it'll be much harder to actually break the thing by just like putting it in and out and just letting it play. Because, well, one thing with discs that was a big weakness, and I know cartridges have this as well, but cartridges have a longer lifespan as long as you take care of them. When it comes to discs, they don't. They will die eventually. Not to say they will die instantly, but they will die. Like, if they're in the cold for too long in the mail, that'll hurt the disc. They will get scratched the more they're read. So I think this is actually a really good thing. And it still gives us the option of both physical and digital media, so that's also really cool. I'm still going to stick with physical, and while it is cartridges, it's still nice with the options there regardless. So, we got to see that. And also, I think what also helps is that cartridges can actually be used for handheld and console games now. So this will really help if you want to just take the damn gamepad with you. We also saw a look at the normal controller, which looks like a normal controller. So yeah, it looks really good so far. I was very impressed with the trailer. I can't really think of anything else to talk about. Really, like, all of it looks really good. I'm really happy that we finally got an announcement. It took long enough. I'm just hoping they hype it up well enough to where it sells well, because you know if this system fails, Nintendo's done for. Like, straight up, they're done. But with that said, yeah, looks really good so far. I'm hoping when March 2017 arrives, it lives up to my expectations. I'm the C235, signing out.